Hey there, it's Carl here from PresentationExpressions.com. In this video, I'm going to show you a business skills presentation sample for when you don't know the answer to a question. Dealing with questions from clients and prospects is an important skill everyone should learn. So I'm going to talk to you about some simple ways to deal with questions you can't answer during that all-important sales or business presentation. Why? Well, imagine getting a question during an important business or sales presentation and you can't answer the question. Think about how your client or prospect is going to feel when you're up there humming and hawing away, feeling your face getting redder and redder. They're not going to have much confidence in you, your so-called sales or business presentation, or your product or service, which is really bad, of course. People tend to buy from people they feel comfortable with. So if you look and feel uncomfortable during your presentation, they're going to pick that up, both consciously and unconsciously. And questions from prospects or clients are often objections, and you're not going to motivate your client or prospect to take action if you don't overcome their objections. So how do we best deal with questions during a presentation? There are many techniques, but I think it's important to use something simple because it'll be easier to remember and it'll be something you can use confidently. That confidence will come through when you deal with questions you can't answer, which means your client or prospect will still believe in you and your sales or business presentation. So let's move on to exactly what to do. Number one, you always have to acknowledge the question and the person asking it. This is really simple. All you have to do is say, "Good question," or "Thanks for the question," which is something I covered before. Number two, you want to acknowledge that you can't answer the question. Yes, you actually want to say that you have no idea what the answer is. But of course, you want to do this tactfully and professionally since this is a business presentation, as you may recall. So this is what you say. "To be perfectly honest, I'm afraid I don't have an answer for you. But let me get back to you with an answer by tomorrow. Is that all right? Why don't you leave me your contact info and I'll have an answer for you by tomorrow." See, now that is how you would handle a question during your business or sales presentation that you can't answer. You acknowledge the fact that you don't know by saying that you don't know, but then you cover your butt by telling them that you'll get back to them with an answer. Now, in the example, I said that you'll get back to them tomorrow, but you can change it to whatever you want, of course. My only advice is to not put it off for too long, so maybe the same day or the next day is best. Okay, now you've also done something to make them feel comfortable, which was by asking them if it'd be okay to give them an answer at a later time. And most likely, they'll say yes to this because you've already disarmed them by acknowledging the situation and asking them for permission. Finally, you've asked them for their contact information, which is really powerful because it makes them feel like you've taken an interest in them as an individual. And everybody wants to feel special, especially if the person is a client or prospect, and you've got them spending their time and energy listening to your business presentation. And that brings me to the end of my presentation. Let me give you a summary of what I've been talking about over the last 4 minutes. First, I explained just how important it is to deal with questions because it can either create or destroy your audience's confidence in you and your product or service. Then I described a couple of things you should do when you get a question that you can't answer. Number one was to acknowledge the question and the person asking it by saying "good question" or something similar. Number two was to admit that you can't answer the question by saying, "To be perfectly honest, I'm afraid I don't have an answer for you. But let me get back to you with an answer by tomorrow. Is that all right? Why don't you leave me your contact info and I'll have an answer for you by tomorrow." Remember that you can change when you answer them, but make sure it's the same day or the next day at the latest. Finally, I said that responding in this way will make your audience feel both comfortable and special, which will help you look calm, cool, and professional, even when you can't answer a question during your presentation. So, All I want you to do is practice the expressions I taught you at least 20 to 30 times, and do it both in front of a mirror and with someone asking you questions, even if you already know the answers. Now, the crazier or more difficult the questions, the better, because you'll train yourself to feel calm and cool no matter what kind of question you get. Alrighty? Good luck! Let me know how this works out for you, or if you have any questions or comments. Thanks again, and see you again soon here at PresentationExpressions.com. Bye for now.